والصلاة والسلام على خاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه. Is there any brother who recorded for last week? Please, I need copy. Okay, that's because I discovered that it didn't work here. I know the problem, but inshallah. طيب, where we were يا شيخ؟ page 10. طيب, بسم الله. Read, brother, and then raise your voice, you don't mind. Raise your voice, please.
There are certain conditions to be fulfilled, some related to the two parties, while others to the commodity, to make a trade transaction valid, lacking any of which invalidates the transaction. Conditions related to the seller and the buyer.
Oh, that's okay.
First, mutual consent. A trade transaction becomes invalid if either the seller or the buyer is unjustly forced to conclude it. Allah the Exalted He says.
No. Just read the translation, okay?
But only in lawful business by mutual consent. Moreover, the Prophet peace be upon him said, selling should be only by mutual consent.
Right. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. We said that any transaction, that means if you want to buy or to sell, it's not like some people think that it's okay to do whatever you want. This is the problem of the ignorance of many Muslims. He thinks that, if he has money, he can buy. And if there's any, materials, and he has the money to pay, he can buy it. Or he has anything, he can sell it. Without knowing that this transaction should be, should meet certain conditions. This is as we said before. These conditions classify by two categories. One, conditions related to the one who is doing this transaction, either the seller or the buyer. Okay? This is, the other is conditions or other types of conditions related to what? To the things that you are going to sell or to buy. The first, what's related in fact to the people who are dealing, ulama classify it or identify it in three conditions. The first one, at-tarabi. At-tarabi. This is what he said, mutual consent. That means the seller is willing to sell and the buyer also is willing to buy. Right? What does this mean? Does it mean that there's somebody who don't want to sell? Yes. There are some people, they may sell something under force. Somebody pushed them to sell it by force, or the opposite. He buy it by force. How could this happen? Either by physical force or by authoritarian force, for power, or something which many people they may not think about. The force or the power of science. Somebody gave you something or he sell you something, not because he wants to do so, but you put him in a situation that he is shying from you. Like you come to somebody, MashaAllah, this is a very nice mobile. Can you sell it for me? The person doesn't want. But because he is shying from you, what he do? He says, okay, you can take it. This selling is not legal, invalid. Why? Because he's not willing. But you put him in a situation that he doesn't like to say no. And this happens many times. It's happened many times. Somebody, come to you, like your car or whatever, and said, okay. But then when he thinks, he says, what can I do? I cannot say no to him. I like him, I respect him. So there's no tarabi. Right? No tarabi. Allah Azza wa Jal said, إِلَّا أَن تَكُونَ تِجَارَةً عَن تَرَاضٍ مِنْكُمْ وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ إِلَّا أَن تَكُونَ تِجَارَةً عَن تَرَاضٍ مِنْكُمْ. You should not take, each other, belongings without, that you agreement between both sides and satisfaction. The tarabi here, min al-rila. And al-rila is satisfaction, to be satisfied to do this. I mean that you are willing without any other force, other factors. Right. Is there any situation where it's okay to buy from somebody who was forced to sell, his belonging or whatever he has or product? Yes, there are. If it was justified, what is the justification to force somebody to sell his property, for example? Construction, huh?
The construction of a masjid, if someone owns the land, coming there, we request them to sell it.
Even though it's not right.
No, it's not right.
Except there is some danger, so okay. This is what they put masala. But there's something which is near than this, huh?
To construct road, to construct.
The same what he said.
No, but the common public.
Yes, the common public interest. This is for the ruler. But we are talking about, yes. For example, somebody has a debt. And those people, they came to the judge and said, we want our money back. We want our money back. And this man, he said, I don't have any money. I don't have any cash. Huh? Then the judge will force him to sell his car, his house, whatever he has, to pay off what? His debt. This is justified. This is justified. Right? So this is one way of justice. How about buying? This is when we say to sell or to buy, to justify. If somebody come to and he said, I want to buy this, and he forced him to buy it, it's not. And then this person, to get rid of this man who wants to take his property, what he do? Then, if other person will buy it, so just to prevent the other person from taking his property. So this is the justification. As you see, what's the delil for not force? Because there are certain things, anything which is under force, it's not, accepted in Islam. That means it doesn't have any effect. Even in ibadat. Somebody came to force Muslim not to pray, or to say even a word of kufr. Right? Can he say it or not? He can say it in the force and power. That means if you didn't say like this and this, you will be shot, like this. As long as this just from his tongue, not from his heart. So anything, brother, anything which is under the pressure on the Muslim, he is excused. He is excused. Where is the dalil? The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, غفر لأمتي, Allah Azza wa Jalla forgive my ummah, and he said, الخطأ والنسيان وما استكره عليه. 3. الخطأ والنسيان وما استكره عليه. What does it mean? الخطأ, doing something by mistake. He thinks that it's right, he doesn't know, by mistake he did it. This is forgiven. Like somebody who go to Hajj or Umrah and he makes something which is wrong. Like for example, somebody, he wears the ihram, and then he, in his way, he puts perfume. By mistake, he is forgiven. There is no fidya. Why? Because this is khata. Mistake. When nisyan, he did it by forgotten. He forgot. And he did it. But also this is forgiven. وَمَا اسْتُكْرِهُ عَلَيْهِ. Okay? وَمَا اسْتُكْرِهُ عَلَيْهِ. That means if they were forced to do something against their will. نعم. طيب. الدليل for the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Prophet alayhi salam said, إنما البيع عن تراض. إنما البيع عن تراض. Transaction or selling should be based on what? A mutual consent. This is the dalil from the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Right. A question.
There is a price control here. For example, in countries, they tell the seller, you cannot sell beyond this price. This is the price control.
This is come.
It's also compelled to sell. Without it, is that okay?
If you want to sell,
No.
I mean, he accepted, it's okay. If he agrees.
The government, because he is pricing high. But the government placed as a restriction, you cannot sell beyond this price.
Yeah, this is what they call it تحديد الأسعار. Okay? This تحديد الأسعار. This is coming, inshallah. It's coming. There's detail about it. It's coming in our detail. Now.
However, a transaction concluded through just compulsion is deemed valid, as in the case when the ruler or the one in authority forces a bankrupt person to sell his remaining property in order to pay off his debt.
Now. We have explained this. Now.
Second, being free, having reached puberty, being legally accountable, and being sane, a trade transaction becomes invalid if either of the seller or the buyer is a minor, a foolish or weak-minded person, an insane person, or a slave who has not taken his master's permission to conclude the transaction.
Right. This is what we call it, that the person who is the buyer or the seller, he is accountable for what he is doing. This is what they call جائز التصرف. جائز التصرف. That means he has the right to do this action. He has the right to do this action. Right. Is there any people who they don't have this right? Yes. Why? Why we are saying this? What's the purpose? What's the wisdom? Because in this case, a deception could happen. That's what they call it, بيع الغرض. Like for example, a foolish person, he doesn't know the value of his car. He took the key and he met somebody, said, was joking with him and said, will you sell this car for 100 riyals? Oh, 100 riyals, oh, it's yours. This transaction is not right. Why? Because he is foolish. Right? The minor, the child, who didn't reach the puberty age, also, he said, but this bike is his bike. Yes, but he doesn't know the value. His father bought this bike for him for maybe 200 riyals, and he found somebody because he saw, maybe ice cream or some candies, and he wants to buy some, and he has no money, and somebody said, okay, I'll give you 10 riyals, 15 riyals, you give me a bike. He said, okay, take your bike, because he's thinking about ice cream only, this child. So if this he took and then he went and took the bike and he said, well, this is my bike. I made money for this. And your child accepted and he took the money. We said, no, you should return the bike and you take your money. Arabic class? You sign with Sheikh Abdul Majid, but we have class right now. If you want to sit, you will come. Okay. Now, okay, so here we say the foolish, also the person, the insane. Like I remember, one of my friends, his father, he reached old age, and person when he reaches old age, he may sell everything. I know, and like this, he sits outside his house. He's an old age person. His children, try not to leave money with him. Because whatever money he has, he will give it. Or if you tell him that this is yours, maybe he sell it. So all this is not accepted. And this to show you, brothers, how Islam protects the person sometimes from himself. Huh? So he will not lose. And this is the wisdom here, not to approve any transaction done by the person who does not value the transaction itself, the operation. He mentioned here the slave, right? The slave, he is wise. Maybe he is wise. He knows how to. But why we say the transaction is not right here? Not because he has a problem in his mind, but he doesn't have the right, because whatever he has, it's not his. Right? Like a manager in a company. I am the manager of the company. Right? Even he has some authorization, he was authorized to sign some contract or certain thing. If this contract does not meet the conditions, okay, or the rules that was put by the company, he doesn't have the right to sign this contract or to sell this product. Because he violates the he said why? But he was authorized. Yes, he was authorized under certain conditions. And this money is not his. Right? This doesn't belong to him. If it was his, it's okay. You can sell your car, your house, or whatever, as long as you are sane and you own it. So where is the dalil here? لا تبع ما لا تملك. This was the Prophet ﷺ said. لحكيم ibn Huzam, one of the Sahaba, his name, Hakim ibn Huzam. He said to him, لا تبع ما ليس لك. لا تبع ما ليس. Don't sell the thing that doesn't belong to you. You don't own it. Don't sell it. And from here, brothers, this nowadays, you see some of this transaction happen in the market, especially in the cars business. Okay, how you come to the car company, to the bank. Some people, they go to the bank, and they said, I want to buy a car. And they said, okay. Or they go sometimes even in the in the showroom. There is some representative for banks. And they take information from you, and then they pay. I mean, you are taking loan from them, from the bank, to buy the car. This transaction invalid. Why is invalid? Because the bank doesn't own the car. The bank doesn't own the car. So this transaction is not right. Right? If in other way, the bank did it in different way. Like for example, I go to bank, Rashi or whatever, and they say, I want to buy a car, like for example, whatever car, what kind of car? Ford, Camry, which is, and then the bank said, okay, we'll buy this car for you. Go and see the car that you want. Okay? And you like. And give the number of this car. And we will buy it. And we will sell it to you. Here, we should be careful. If they put conditions that you have to go through this to proceed in this transaction, then it is not lawful. It's not lawful. Why? Because now they force you to buy it before they own it. They said, I say it again, if they say, go, for example, Mr. Sali, and buy and give us the number of the car of this company. Buy it. But look, Mr. Sali, sign with us paper that when we own the car, you have to buy it from us. Then this is not right. But if they said, okay, you like this car? Yes, I like it. Okay, we'll buy it. And then you have the choice when it comes. Okay? In our stock, belongs to us, okay? Become us. Then you have the right to go through this process, or you leave us. And there's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to. Then it's okay. Okay?
Then it's okay means what?
Then it's okay to buy it if they have it. So now then, when this bank buy this car, come under their name, they pay the money, and now it's come in their garage or in their place or whatever. There's anything, even the paper. It's not necessarily the car itself. Okay? That means any sign that they have it. And they call you, Mr. Sajid, we have the car that you want. Do you own it? Yes. Now the bank is selling you the car. Which car? Is it there or not?
Their car.
It's their car. This process is okay. And this was some banks, they do this. You got the point, or is it clear or confused? Nah.
And the bank has the right to sell it at a higher price, whatever they want to charge.
Usually, yes. And at any, between the seller and the buyer, any agreement. Any agreement. Because now if you go to the company, why did you go to the bank? Because you cannot pay the cash. The whole price in the one time, right? This is why you went to the bank. Okay? For example, the company, they will sell this car for you for maybe 100,000 riyal. But when the bank own it, they will sell it for you maybe 120, 130. And he will agree that he will sell it for you, to you, in installment. That means you pay every month, for example, 2,000, 3,000. That's okay. This goes taqseer. The important thing is that the product okay, should be owned by the person who wants to sell it. If he doesn't have it as his, then he has no right to sell this product. Is this clear? Right, now.
Third, being the owner of the commodity or the money, or a representative of the owner, the Prophet ﷺ said to Hakim ibn Hizam, do not sell what you do not have.
Yes, we mentioned this, okay. Now.
Al-Wazir said, scholars agree that it is impermissible for a Muslim to sell whatever is not present with him or whatever he does not possess, and then goes out to buy that thing for his customer. For this is a void trade transaction.
Go ahead.
Conditions related to the commodity. First, being absolutely lawful to use. It is impermissible to sell whatever is prohibited for a Muslim to make use of, such as intoxicants, the flesh of swine, musical instruments, and dead animals. The Prophet Allah and His Messenger prohibited the trade of intoxicants, dead animals, pigs, and idols.
Now, whatever you buy or sell, now we move from the person, the people who are doing this transaction to what? To the item or the material that we are exchanging. أن تكون مباحة النفع. That means lawful to be used. Lawful to be used. So you don't, anything which is forbidden, it is forbidden to sell it or to buy it. And one very clear example that people are doing and they don't know is the selling and the buying of cigarettes. This transaction is invalid. Buying cigarettes, this is not right. It is forbidden. That the money that you pay is not right. The one who receives this money for this, cigarettes, also what? It's not lawful for him, haram. Unfortunately, many Muslims are doing this. And he says, Ya Sheikh, makruh. Brother, I'm not talking about if you smoke or not. Now I'm talking about the money that you pay. The transaction itself, invalid. This invalid. Because this is haram. The use of this. Any drugs, also haram. The dog. Yes, the dog is haram. To buy it or to sell it. Even the purpose. Because there's hadith. The Prophet ﷺ نهى عن ثمن الكلب. The Prophet ﷺ forbid the price of the dog. Even there is exception to use it in the farm, okay, to guard the property, for example. You can use it in this purpose, but you can't sell it or buy it. You can get it. You get it, train it, you pay money for somebody to train it to do this, but the price of the dog itself is not right. So anything which is forbidden in Islam, to use it, okay, because the Prophet also there's a hadith, أن الله عز وجل إذا حرم شيئا حرم ثمنه. If Allah Azza wa Jal forbids anything, then the price of the forbidden object is also unlawful. So be careful about this, and this unfortunately there are many Muslims who are falling in this problem, especially these days. They buy something without knowing, or they know that it is not lawful. Like as he mentioned the example of musical instruments, because the music is haram. Like he said, how about mobile? There is music in the mobile. Can we buy it or not? Yes, we can buy the mobile. Why? Because it's not the main purpose of mobile is not music. Right or not? But there could be somebody bought Music. So,
You have option to,
Naam?
you have option to change it.
Yeah, you can change it. Okay? But you take the instrument still. And you said, well, I'm not going to do music. What are you going to do with it? You hold it here, you put it in the wall so people see it. That's not right. Okay? TV, like for example, different purposes. You can see hadith, you can watch hadith, you can watch Quran, and you can watch many bad things. The internet itself, for example, the internet. There are many things which is good and bad. So this is like what they call it, multiple purpose. That means you find like the knife. You know the knife? The knife now, you can cut onions and also you can cut the neck of somebody. Right or not? So here it's different. It's not like something which is very clear. So if there's something which known that it's used, okay, for something wrong, then you should not sell it. You should not sell it. For example, something which is lawful. I'll give you an example. You see there's a kind of perfume. People, I think from lemon, they use it after they eat. I don't know what they call it, huh? Cologne. Cologne, yeah, cologne. Yellow cologne. Okay. People, they use it for what? As cologne, as perfume, something after eating. There are some people who use it in different ways. I don't know, but they drink it, I think. Or they, right. If I am as seller, I am as, the owner of this shop. I know that this person, he comes to me to buy this bottle for the purpose that he drink it or use it as drug, then forbidden for me to sell it for him. Okay? That's a good matter. But I know for sure that, he will use it this way, then I will not sell it. Right? Same, if you know that if you give somebody, knife or something, that he's running after somebody. And just check for 3 hours, give me your knife. And you know that he wants to take it to run and kill that guy. Then you say, I just, I get 5 riyals, I sell, it's not my problem. No, it's your problem. Why? Because you are giving some. So this is also من باب التعاون على الإثم والعدوان. التعاون على البر والتقوى والتعاون على الإثم والعدوان. So anything which supports evil, or lead to evil, or lead to haram, not only in buying and selling, in anything that leads to haram is haram. Is it clear? Now, right.
He, peace be upon him, also said, Allah prohibited intoxicants and their gain prices, dead animals and their prices, and pigs and their prices.
No.
It is also illegal to sell the impure fat or the ones affected by impurity, for the Prophet said, when Allah prohibits something, He prohibits the price paid for it.
See, this is a hadith, it's very important to remember. When Allah prohibits something, He prohibits the price. So if we say, the ulama say, that smoking is forbidden. And most now, almost consensus between ulama, that smoking is haram. Is haram. In fact, those people who are selling you this cigarette, they are telling you that you are killing yourself. Right or not? Yeah, don't they write in the box? This cigarette, okay, cause cancer, cause. And you read it. They are the one who produce it, they are telling you this. And you go and to buy it. And Allah said, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Allah said, don't kill yourself. And you are going to buy this. So this is very, very important to. Some people they say, yes, this is makruh. Because they found some of the fatwa which is, out of date. All fatwa before ulama, about 60, 50, 40 years ago, before people, they discover through, investigation and through laboratories, through search, that cigarette or smoke, has this dangerous effect. Some ulama, they don't like to say haram without very strong dalil, proof. So because they are fear Allah Azza wa Jal, say, well, I cannot say haram. I don't see any, very strong evidence to say it is forbidden. But it is makruh. It's right. It's better to stay away from. But now, when it's become very clear that it affects the health, then there is no question that it is haram. Now,
Also, Al-Bukhari and Muslim related that the Prophet ﷺ was asked, O Allah's Messenger, what about the fat of dead animals, for it is used for greasing the clothes and the hide, and people use it as oil for lamps? He, peace be upon him, replied, no, it is prohibited.
now, this hadith, brothers, there is different understanding between ulama for this hadith. Now, when the Prophet ﷺ says, no, it is prohibited, does he, or did he refer to the transaction, the price? I mean, he said, to buy this fat, this is one. Or he referred to the using of the fat to the dead animal. It's clear or confusing? Huh? Confusing. Again, I'll say it. Read, look at the hadith. Say, Allah Messenger. What about the fat of dead animals? What about the fat? The fat. What about it? For it is used, nowadays the one who said this, he said, O Prophet of Allah, this fat used for certain purposes, for, greasing boats and the hides, and the people use it, for lambs before. What about it? The Prophet said, no, it is prohibited. Now, when he said no, did he mean no? It is prohibited to use it as grease or as oil for lamps, or he meant that it is prohibited to sell it or buy it. Ulama, they have argument about this. But the right conclusion, that it is okay to use it. It is okay to use it, but not to buy it or to sell it. Right? Where did we get this from? Because the context. That context. The discussion was, that this question come to it was they were talking about what? About buy and selling. Because they said, oh, Allah's Messenger, what about the fat of these animals? They were talking about this is haram. It is haram to, when Allah Azza wa Jal, forbid something, it is forbidden to, to the price, to take the price. And the Prophet ﷺ said, this the fat, because it is dead. And we know the dead animals is it lawful to buy it? No, because it is najis. Right or not? Dead animals, you can't buy it, you cannot sell it. This is a question here. We are talking about the price here. Now the price, is it lawful to take the price?
No.
Of this?
No.
So the Prophet said, no, it is forbidden. So here he is referring to what? To the price, not to the use of this fat of the dead animal. Right? Now, second. Yes.
One point here. Nowadays, like if you want to, in this scenario, for using it, out and buy the product.
Mm.
Okay? And we are not so sure, like, like how will they be making it?
Mm.
Like, what they're using dead animals and stuff like that.
Mm.
So, what could we be doing in that?
Well, try your best to find out. Okay? And this here, if you have doubt, so whatever,
Try to avoid.
try to, it's better always, whenever there is doubt, brother, to stay away from doubt. And there you go to other alternatives. Based on the hadith of Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, دع ما يريبك إلى ما لا يريبك. دع ما يريبك إلى ما لا يريبك. Leave the thing that you have doubt about and go to the thing that you have no doubt about. This is what they call it قواعد, general guideline, rules. Right? Rules. But don't investigate. I mean, some people, they always investigate, and the Muslim should not go always in doubt. Like, for example, you are walking in streets, and there's some water come to your clothes. Don't investigate. Is najis, is it pure or impure water? You assume that it is pure, and you go and pray. Unless there is sign. The smell, okay, the color, something which is make it the same thing for also this. For example, you get some biscuits, sometimes they say shortening. They don't mention if it is vegetables or animals. Or even animals, they will not tell you if it is cow or pig or anything else. Now you assume generally known that people, for example, in this country, in this land, in this company, generally they use shortening of cows. This is then it's okay. But you are sure, for example, other products that came from certain areas, it's well known that they use the shortening of the pig, then you should avoid it and don't buy it. No? So, yeah.
Second, the price and the commodity must be available when the trade transaction is concluded. For any unavailable commodity is considered non-existent and is illegal to be sold. For example, it is illegal to sell a fugitive slave, a runaway camel, or a bird in the air. Likewise, it is illegal for a Muslim to sell something taken by force, except in the presence of the one who took it forcefully, or one who is able to restore it, such as the police or the judge or the like, to guarantee delivering it to the buyer.
Right. This is what they call it, they say it, ما لا يمكن تسليم. What does it mean? You buy something that is not available. And this deception, you are deceiving people. This is deceiving, and deceiving this way al-gharar. Like, for example, Sheikh Abdul Majid is working as fisherman. And they come to him, and they said, Ya Sheikh Abdul Majid, I want to buy, I have party and I want to buy fish. Okay, you are fisherman. Okay? And he said, okay. And he took money from me, and he said, Khalas, where is the fish? He said, I'll go and catch it. This is not right. He didn't know he can catch it or he can't. It's not under his control. Okay? So this is not allowed. Right? Mr. Aziz, he sold his car. I came to him and asked him, will you sell? He said, I want to sell my car. I said, okay, mashallah. How much? He said, 20,000. Okay. Take this 20,000. Where's the car? It is with my father, or my brother, or somebody else. And I cannot take it from him. Right? If you don't take it, how come you sell it to me? So this transaction is invalid. Okay? Because the transaction here, invalid. Why? Because you cannot give the thing, the product that you bought, right or not? And here they give the ulama, they give this very nice good example. They said, like birds in the air, or fish in the water. Is an example. or camels that run away. You don't know where is it. Huh? You don't know where is it. So this is not, this called majhul. Or there is something they said, that's something that you cannot give it to the buyer. Otherwise, people will take money and then he will use the money and then where the product? Well, I can't, I don't know, maybe he returns to me, maybe he will give it to me next month. From the beginning, this transaction is in that. Unless you, some people they say, okay, there are certain things that it's not ready. It's not ready. It doesn't exist. Like somebody said, I want to sew for you clothes. Is the soap there? No, it's not. So how come you? He said, yes, it's not there. But he can give it to me or not. Yes, you will make it for me. This is different. This is different. This is something that under his control, all what he needs, just time to prepare it. Like when you go to the pizza, okay, and you pay, they take money from you at the beginning, and then they prepare it for you. It's not ready. This is different. But here what we are talking about something that the person who sold it, he doesn't have the power to give it to the buyer. Is it clear? This is the meaning of this. They mention here as this used slave. Alhamdulillah, we don't have slave at this time. But maybe the camels, maybe it's a good example here. Right. Or, he said, taken by force, except in the presence of the one who took it forcefully. How? There are two ways. If the judge forced the person to sell, as we said before, because to pay the debt, then it's okay, because it was justified here, and the judge is able to take it by force and give it to the buyer. Or the person, you sell it to somebody who can get it from this person. Right? Like for example, brother Saeed, معلش, I'll give an example يعني. Don't be upset about this example. Right. He can force, for example, Ibrahim. As in have power in him. Ibrahim, he fear Su'aib, for example, either because he is boss at work, the authority, or because he is tough, or something like this. And then Abdul Majid came to take this, to buy this thing from Ibrahim. Ibrahim, he said, well, I will sell it to you. But you know that Su'aib would not allow him to sell it. Okay? Then this transaction invalid. But if Su'aib himself, look, okay, buy from Ibrahim, and you know that he can take it from him, then it's okay.
But not by force.
No, not by force. He is willing to sell here. He is willing to sell. You get the point here? He is willing to sell.
I believe it's okay, but you said
He is willing to sell, but the product is in the hand of Su'aib. He cannot take it from him. If he sell it to Abdul Majid can't get it.
I'm willing to sell it to anybody.
He wants to sell to anybody. You get the point here, Sheikh Saeed? Okay. This product, Sheikh Ibrahim, he wants to sell it.
Yes.
Right?
He owns it and he wants to sell it.
He owns it. Right? He wants to sell it. Right? But this, like for example, Su'aib is driving the car of Ibrahim. The key is with Su'aib. Right? The key is with Shu'aib. خلاص. Ibrahim, he want to get rid of this car. خلاص. If he sell it to you, you say, okay, give me the key. He say, I'm sorry. I can't. Why? Because the key is not Shu'aib. Go and take it. It is not that. Right? Because you cannot take that. But when Shu'aib said, well, the key is with me. You want to sell it to me? He said, okay, take it. Now the key is with whom? Can he get the car or not? Yes, it's okay.
But at a different price.
Naam.
Ibrahim wanted to sell for 20,000. Shu'aib asked for 2,000.
It's up to him. If he said no,
That is poor.
that's false.
That is
But he's willing to get rid of this car. Maybe some people, they do this. He said, since like what, for example, when the government, for example, or the authority, they come to take this land from you. You have no choice. No other choice. Right or not? Okay. Then you sell it to them. So this guy, he wants to get rid of this car to anyone. So he cannot sell it to the one who cannot get it. Why? Because he cannot get it. But he can sell it to the one who can get it, or there's somebody who forced him to get it. Like for example, he said, Sajid, you want to buy the car from Ibrahim? He said, well, the key is with Shu'aib. He said, don't worry, Shu'aib, I can get it from him. Because you have authority that you can force Shu'aib to give the key to Ibrahim. Then you have the right to get this car. You got it? This is what when we say that you don't buy anything that you cannot get. You cannot get. Now.
Third, the price of the commodity must be known to the seller and buyer, for hiding any is regarded as fraud, which is prohibited in Islam.
Right. This is what we call it al-majhul, unknown. It's very important, brother. Clarity, clear. Everything should be clear in transaction. I come to you and say, Ya Shaykh Abdul Majid, I have a car. Will buy it? Shaykh Abdul Majid, okay, how much? I said 50,000 riyal. Said, okay. He said, this transaction is not valid. Why? Because he didn't know what kind of car. Maybe this car, the value of this car, 10,000. Maybe 1,000. Maybe more, maybe less. So this transaction, gharar, deception. You are deceiving. Okay? But I said, for example, I have car, this, like that, and you know the car, you know the product, then it's okay. If I said, for example, you know that, Shaykh Abdul Majid, you know that I have 5 cars. I have Corolla, and I have Mercedes. What's that expensive car? I don't know what that is. Huh? Huh? Ferrari, whatever. Okay? Different cars. Some of them, 100,000, the value, and some of them is 2,000. And they came to me and they said, I want to buy one of your cars. I said, okay, give me 50,000. Without identifying the exact car. Is this transaction valid? No, it's not valid. Because maybe when I take the money, put it in my pocket, and he come to take the car, I will give him the key of my old Cressida car that's worth only 500 riyals. I said, yes, Sheikh, I didn't buy it. Did you say a car? And this is the car. Is it the car? Yes, it is the car. So this is why this is called deception. هذا بيع المجهول or الغرر. غرر. نعم. من غرة. The verb is غرة. Could we just repeat after that? الله. لا إله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على. طيب الجهالة my dear brothers, الجهالة that means unknown. It's not only related to the product but also to the price. That means in any transaction we should identify exactly the price and the product. If any of them is not clear, the transaction is not valid. If I said, I will buy your car, I like, he looked and he said, mashallah, this is very, very nice book. I'll buy it. For how much? He said, whatever money in my bucket. Do I know the money in his bucket?
No.
Could be 100 and could be 1 riyal. Right or not? Is it okay? No. Now this is related to the price. So you should identify the price and the product. Exact. That means both. And this is why any kind or any way or method of selling and buying that is not clear is forbidden. Like بيع المنابذة وبيع الملامسة. Okay? This is forbidden. Like for example, they do before. He said, I'm the one who is selling. I'm in the shop. And I have many different clothes. And they said, look, whatever clothes that I throw to you, you should buy it for 20 riyals. Do you know what soap I will throw to you? You don't know. This is called munabala. This is not right. Why? Because you didn't know what kind. The same like, for example, before they said, he come now the buyer. The buyer. He said, I will throw this stone, right? Whatever product that's come or touch, then I will buy it for 50 riyals. This is also not right. Why? Because maybe you throw it in something that's worth 50 and maybe something that's worth more or less. So this is also not valid. And this is why this sometimes, I don't know what they call it. They buy something that you don't know, like they give you, and some they give you card with number. Yeah, scratch card. Okay? You see? And you don't know what you got. Yeah, you pay, for example, buy it for 10 riyals. Maybe you get something that's worth 50,000. And maybe you get something with worth only 1 riyal. This is not right. This is haram.
But that is a gift, no? That is a gift, no? No,
If it was giving as a gift, it's okay. Without forcing you to buy. Like for example, if you go now to McDonald's or to a passage or whatever of these, and they say, okay, anyone who comes to the cashier, he has the right to take one of these cards and scratch it and will give him gift. Then it's okay. But if they say, you have to buy with 50 riyals and will give you this card, is not right. This is invalid. Unfortunately, some restaurant they do this. They force people. This is gharar. Why? Because they encourage people to buy something maybe they don't need. Like now, maybe in supermarket and the TV, if you notice now, especially those what they call them some mobile companies, and in the TV programs, you send your to number, SMS, SMS, and they said you win cars, you win houses, you win.
الشيخ مرة
So this is haram.
في رمضان كنت أروح المكان
نعم.
يعني مثال في موبايل حقي نقول مبروك على جائزة 5000 ريال لشركات استثمارات. كان في جيبي 70 ريال. في واحد عند الإشارة أتيت 20. أنا قلت 5000 ريال أقدر أروح إجازة.
نعم.
جيت المكان اشتريت الفطور 20 ولقيت واحد بيعرفه من زمان دفعته ل 20 كمان. رجعت البيت في رقم يقول اتصل بهذا الرقم. اتصلت كل رقم لأني راح رحت البقالة ما يسيب في جيبي. أخذت هناك كمان بطاقة 50 ريال.
ايوه.
يقول اتصل بهذا
الرقم.
الرقم فيها سنترال بيجيب لك موسيقى كده كده حتى ال 50
راح. This is why
هذا اليوم كل مرة أشوف يعني مثل موبايلي مثل هذا.
لا كله هذا يا اخوان be careful this unfortunately in some channels program some channels some program they would send the word any word okay I have it or anything to this number and you will win. What do you win? You are buying air, you buying nothing. See, to be careful. This is haram. This is not right. This is, the money that you pay is forbidden. And you will be questioned about. Right? Okay, we'll stop here, inshallah. We'll continue, inshallah, next week. Do you have any question before we leave? Any question related to our subject?